You know that feeling? Click, 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 going up that first hill. The tension just builds and builds, and then whoosh, that drop.
Absolutely. There's nothing quite like it. That mix of like pure thrill and amazing engineering.
Exactly. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging right into the world of some seriously impressive roller coasters.
Yeah, one of you was asking about what really makes the top ones stand out and shared an article, 10 best roller coasters.
Right, so our mission today, we're going to unpack that list,
Yeah.
dig into the cool facts, the engineering,
Yeah.
basically what makes these machines so incredible.
And, looking at these coasters, the first thing that kind of jumps out is that big difference. Wood versus steel.
Totally. They offer such different experiences, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. Each has its own kind of thrill.
There's something really raw about a wooden coaster. That rumbling, the structure swaying just a tiny bit, feels more alive, maybe?
That classic feel.
So the article kicks off with El Toro. That's at Six Flags Great Adventure over in New Jersey.
Right, El Toro. Opened back in 2006.
And get this, it's still the fastest wooden coaster anywhere. 70 miles per hour.
Which is seriously moving for a Woody. And it wasn't just speed either.
No.
When it opened, it also had the steepest drop for a wooden coaster. A crazy 76 degrees.
Wow, 76 degrees. I think I read something else beat it later,
Yeah.
but only by a tiny bit.
Exactly, just by 1 degree. But still, setting that bar at 76 back then was huge. It showed what wood could do.
And the structure itself is massive, 181 feet tall, with a drop of 176 feet. You can see why it's ranked so high.
Yeah, it's a monster. You really feel the power in that wooden frame.
Okay, sticking with wood for a minute, let's jump over to Illinois. Six Flags, Great America, American Eagle.
Ah, a classic, built way back in 81.
Right. It's been around. And back in its day, it was the king. Tallest and fastest wooden coaster.
And what's cool about American Eagle is that it's a racer. 2 tracks, side by side.
Oh, that adds a whole other layer, doesn't it? Racing another train.
Totally. Makes it way more intense. And the fact it hit its 25th anniversary back in 2006, that just shows you, like, the lasting appeal of a good wooden racer.
Okay, now across the pond. Germany? Hyde Park has Colossos.
Colossos, yeah. Opened in 2001. And this one's the current record holder for the tallest wooden coaster.
How tall are we talking?
196 feet. Almost 20 stories high. Made of wood.
That's incredible.
It really shows how far wooden coaster tech has come. I mean, 196 feet tall, a drop of 159 feet, a track over 4,400 feet long, and it still hits almost 70 miles per hour. Wood isn't just nostalgia, it can be seriously intense.
Makes you wonder about keeping a structure that tall made of wood stable and, well, rideable.
Exactly. Big engineering challenge there.
And one more wooden wonder, T-Express. This one's in South Korea at Everland.
Ah, T-Express. What's interesting here is the trains.
Right, it was the first wooden coaster built to run 3 trains at once.
Yeah, which is pretty unusual. It's not just about getting more people through, though.
Right.
Well, with 3 trains, you get this more continuous action. You might see another train whizzing past you, which adds to the whole experience, the rhythm of the ride.
Okay. Makes sense. And it's the second tallest Woody, too, right?
Uh-huh. So, yeah, height plus that operational efficiency. Pretty smart design.
All right, let's shift gears. Steel coasters. This is where things often get, well, faster and maybe a bit crazier in terms of G-forces and height.
Definitely. Steel allows for different kinds of designs, pushing different limits.
First up on the steel list, Steel Dragon 2000, Nagashima Spa-Land Park in Japan. Great name.
Isn't it? Sounds epic. And the stats live up to it. It opened in 2000, the year of the dragon, fittingly.
And its big claim to fame is length, right?
Oh, yeah. It is the longest roller coaster in the world, 8,133 feet. That's well over 1.5 miles long.
And the ride time reflects that the article says 4 minutes.
4 minutes. Think about that. It's not just a quick thrill, it's a whole journey.
And it still manages 95 miles per hour. How do they keep the excitement up for that long?
Right, maintaining momentum, keeping it thrilling over that kind of distance. That's some serious design work.
So if Steel Dragon is the long-haul flight, King Gaka is.
Yeah.
Well, it's the rocket launch.
Ah, good analogy. Yeah, King Dakar back at Six Flags Great Adventure again.
This one opened in 2005, and it holds the record for
It's tallest, right?
tallest in the world, 456 feet, just insane height. And the longest drop, 418 feet straight down, practically.
And the speed, almost the fastest,
Yeah.
second fastest, I think.
128 miles per hour, absolutely blistering speed.
But here's the wild part. The ride duration is 28 seconds.
Yeah, it's unbelievably short. You're launched
Wow.
up that tower, over the top, and straight back down. Boom.
What's that like compared to a longer ride? psychologically.
It's just pure concentrated intensity. Kingda Ka often uses a hydraulic launch, you know.
Right, gets you going super fast.
Exactly. 0 to nearly 130 miles per hour in just a few seconds. That launch, the vertical climb, that massive drop, it's unforgettable, but yeah, very, very brave.
Okay, speaking of speed, pure speed, we
Yeah.
gotta talk about Formula Rossa. Ah, yes, Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi.
This is the fastest. Number one, how fast?
149 miles per hour, faster than some small planes taking off.
That's hard to even comprehend. 149.
And the acceleration is the key thing here. It goes from 0 to 149 in about 5 seconds.
5 seconds. The G-forces must be incredible.
Oh, absolutely. The whole point is to mimic that feeling of being in a Formula One car.
And the ride is a bit longer than Kingda Ka.
Yeah, about a minute and a half. But it's that initial launch that really defines it. Incredible precision engineering needed for that.
Okay, so we've hit fastest, tallest, longest. But some coasters break records in other ways, right? Like inversions or weird angles.
Exactly. It's not always just about speed and height. There's artistry in the track design, too.
Like the Smiler. Alton Towers in England, opened in 2013. This one's famous for flipping you over. A lot.
Uh-huh. It holds the world record for the most inversions. 14.
14 times upside down in one ride.
14 times in about 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So yeah, you're spending a lot of time not knowing which way is up.
How do they even make that comfortable? Or survivable?
Right. It's a serious design challenge. Managing those forces, the transitions between inversions, it's complex stuff.
Then there's Takabisha, Fuji-Q Highland in Japan. This one isn't about inversions, it's about the drop angle.
Yeah, this one's famous for having the steepest drop angle in the world.
And it's more than 90 degrees, right?
Yeah, it was 121 degrees.
Wait, 121? So you're actually angled past vertical, leaning forward as you drop.
Exactly. For a moment, you're dropping beyond straight down. It creates this totally unique free fall sensation. Just another way engineers are playing with physics to create new thrills.
Wow, okay. What kind of forces are involved there? Must be intense.
Definitely a unique feeling.
And finally, let's head back to the U.S. Ohio. Cedar Point, Gatekeeper.
Ah, Gatekeeper. This one's known for having the highest inversion. A wing overdrop at 170 feet.
Okay, and it's a wing coaster. What does that mean exactly for anyone who hasn't seen one?
So on a wing coaster, the seats aren't on top of the track or below it. They're out to the sides like wings.
Ah, so there's nothing above or below you, just open air.
Precisely. It gives you this amazing feeling of flight. You're just out there.
Cool.
And Gatekeeper was only the 5th one built. But it broke a bunch of records specifically for wing coasters when it opened speed, length, drop height, number of inversions for that type.
So doing that giant 170-foot inversion while you're just hanging out there on the side, that must be quite a view, and quite a feeling.
Absolutely. A very unique perspective for sure.
Man, just going through the engineering, the sheer ambition behind them all, it's pretty mind-blowing.
It really is. We've covered the fastest Woody, the tallest overall, the longest track, that insane beyond vertical drop, the one that flips you 14 times.
It just shows how we keep pushing the limits, doesn't it? Always looking for that next level of thrill.
And what's fascinating is how they push those limits differently. You know, some go for that sustained speed and length.
Like Spiel Dragon?
Right. Others go for that short, sharp shock of height and acceleration. And then others focus on the acrobatics, the inversions, the unique ways to move the rider through space.
Like the Smiler or Gatekeeper.
Exactly. They all deliver thrills, but in such different ways. Different flavors of adrenaline, you could say.
So wrapping up this deep dive into these amazing coasters, it really makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, thinking about all these extremes we've talked about, the speed, the height, the flips, those crazy drops, what part of it do you, listening right now, find the most thrilling? Or maybe the most fascinating?
That's a good question. Is it just the raw speed?
Or is it that weightless feeling you get at the very top of a huge hill? Or maybe it is the disorientation of going upside down over and over.
Yeah, what aspect really grabs you and why? It's interesting to think about what part of the experience resonates most, beyond just, the screaming.
Definitely something to chew on.